Thursday today. It is on Sara's Partyline on your Thursday. Partyline this morning is brought to you by Chiropractic Connection, along with Wimmer Opticians. It is a SWCD NRCS kind of day, as Dennis Fuchs, Chris in studio here today. Dennis brought friends.
Yes, we got some extra people here with us. We've got one of Chris's team members here, Nolan Notch, a forester with NRCS. And on our team, the Soil Water Conservation District team, we have Isabella Carpenter, a new conservation planner.
Now, what's this Chris's team, our team stuff? I thought we were one big happy family.
Oh, we are one big happy family. But you got your cousins and you got your friends over here.
I was joking with you.
Oh, yeah. You watch it there, buddy.
Well, let's meet the squad here. We'll start with Isabella. The microphone's in front of you. We'll go with you first. Isabella Carpenter, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
Welcome to KASM Radio, and tell me your least favorite thing about Dennis Fuchs. No, I'm kidding. How did you stumble upon Soil and Water Conservation District here in Stearns County?
Well, I graduated from Iowa State University May of 2023.
Yes, baby.
Yes, Chris.
That is what bringing Iowa to Minnesota, helping educate Minnesotans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured that was coming, but anyway.
I'm not from Iowa, though, so bringing Minnesota to Iowa, back
Just
to Minnesota.
The education. She saw...
She didn't get to pick where she was born, but she did get to pick where she went to school.
Exactly.
So.
She saw the wisdom at Iowa State and went and gathered that and brought it back to Minnesota to share with her fellow Minnesotans.
Oh, I shouldn't have even looked at him, Isabella.
Yeah, I know.
I put this interview sideways from the beginning. But Isabella, where are you from originally?
I'm from St. Michael.
Okay.
So just pretty close, and ended up back up here because my family moved up here after I graduated high school.
Okay.
So.
And then, so through Iowa State, you just, did you start with soil and water right out of school?
No, I didn't. I started with a tree service, so more on the forestry side of things. My degree's in horticulture and forestry, so pretty plant-based, but got into soil and water to more expand my natural resources field and get that knowledge.
Build that resume.
Build that resume, for sure.
There we go. Isabella, how long have you been in the soil and water office?
About a month now.
Okay.
So pretty recent and learning a lot, definitely, for sure. Lots of trainings to...
Picked a good year with moisture. So
yeah,
I'm sure there's plenty of opportunity there.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day basis, what are we looking at operations-wise? What's on the agenda? Different kind of varies from day to day, obviously.
Yeah, varies a little bit. Obviously, since I'm so new, there's a lot of training online. There's lots of resources to be learning. More in the natural resources field, expanding on my education from school, all that, and then definitely lots of opportunities to go out in the field with more experienced conservation planners.
And Isabella, one of the first weeks she was here, she was gone for a week. You want to talk a little bit about the conservation planning?
You started and took a week off right away?
Well, a week of training.
A week of training,
a week of training. Gotcha. I was going to say. All right, I'm going to need my first week off. Don't ask why.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks in, and then went to a week-long training in Morris with other conservation planners. So just kind of took a nosedive, was kind of drinking from the fire hose there a little bit, but it was brought on by NRCS, just learning more about the conservation planning process and the resources and different education material to help me further my career and how to better translate all the resource concerns and all of that to the public.
Always enjoyed working outside. Always wanted to work outside. How did you had a professor in college who thought this would be a good fit for you, or how did you get down this path, Isabella?
Well, I've always liked being outside. Growing up, I wasn't very outdoorsy. My family was not the type to go out hunting or camping or anything. So maybe that was the reason why I eventually wanted to work outside, is to get that experience that I didn't get growing up. So that I actually went to school originally for architecture because I like to work with my hands, but then...
Oh, you were the first person ever to change your plans once you got to school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trendsetter here.
For sure. So got into landscape architecture that they have at Iowa State and decided I'd rather work more with the plants themselves than designing where to put them.
Sure.
So get my hands dirty a little bit.
We're going to pass the microphone away. I'm not done with you yet, young lady. Don't pass the microphone over. She will be back, as that's Isabella Carpenter. Also in studio here today is Nolan Notch. Nolan is more local than, not that St. Michael's not local, but Nolan, what would high school have been for you, Ricori?
Yeah, so I went to Ricori, but I'm from just south of Luxembourg by Beaver Lake.
Rocori grads are outnumbering everyone else in here, Dennis. I don't know if you counted yet, but just, yeah, there we go. Nolan, where'd you go to school?
So I graduated from Rocori in 2020, and I went up to Central Lakes College in Brainerd for my first 2 years, and I graduated there in May of 2022 with my natural resource technology. It was an AA. And then I stuck around there for the summer, had an internship at Camp Ripley. That was awesome. And then I went up to Crookston for a semester and a half where I finished my bachelor's.
Okay. And then I'm kind of down the same path as Isabella, just always appreciated life outdoors. And,
yeah, absolutely. I grew up hunting and fishing with my grandpa and my dad, and it's something I've always looked forward to doing, is going outside and doing whatever, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
I
got to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't really do much, so I went outside and figured that I really liked it, so might as well make a career out of it.
And through that kind of outdoor passion, was this the plan right away in high school? Like you had it kind of set in motion, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do know Dennis personally, sadly. Yeah, I know. Feel bad for me, I know.
I was going to say, you said that on a radio?
Yeah, I know. It's hard to admit, but I do know Dennis personally.
Okay.
So he was definitely a big driving factor into my career choice.
Sure.
That's for sure.
Sure. Through NRCS, how long have you been in office now?
3 months now.
3 months.
Yep.
With Chris every day, or?
Yeah, Chris was gone for about the first month. He was on detail.
Yeah.
So I finally got to meet him not too long ago, and he's been trying to show me the ropes and everything.
Trying to. I like that. Making an effort. Chris, talk about the asset Nolan brings to the NRCS office.
Well, Nolan is actually in a unique position because he's a forester in the office, so we're bringing forestry into...
First time.
Yeah, it'll be the first time that we've had forestry in Waite Park, somebody that can really work with it. So between him and Ryan and Jason Selvog, we got a really good wildlife crew that will be able to really work with producers on basically their forestry needs. And that would be everybody from... we'll call them big ag to urban. So we're really looking forward to kind of expanding into that area. And Nolan's got an opportunity here in the beginning of September to go up to the northeast. I think they call that the Arrowhead. So
thank you, Iowan.
It just shows my Iowan. But,
Yeah.
He's got a really unique opportunity. Maybe after we get done with break, he can share a little bit more about what he's going to be going up and doing there. But yeah, it's a really great opportunity to have somebody that's interested in forestry and able to work with producers. So
Sure.
Looking forward to it.
When you came to the office, basically, and kind of the, I don't know, groundbreaking role that you're getting into, because they never really had a forestry person, that was probably exciting for you to get in there and kind of get to your feet wet and see what was going to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely a new experience. Nobody in the office really knows the whole process of what I'm going to be doing because it's a new position.
Yeah.
So we're all just flying by the seat of our pants. And
It's nice because no one can say, you know how we used to do it?
yeah.
And you're like, well, you never did it.
Yep.
So you have no reference point,
Yeah.
basically. Dennis?
Well, I was just going to add, if you're a listener out in Alrosa, you're going to Forester in Stearns County? What the heck? But we came in, driving across Waite Park through St. John's University in the Avon Hills, and Stearns County has over 100,000 acres of forest. And having a forester in the office is going to be a huge asset for our landowners that are located on this side. And then even farmers out in the western side that want to enhance their farmstead shelter belt or windbreaks. There's a lot of opportunity out there for Nolan to provide assistance.
It's a really good point, Nolan, because people maybe think of Stearns County and just think of flat plain and, just farm fields and stuff like that. But $100,000 in acreage for forestry, plenty of work for you to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep, we're just starting to get my feet wet right now, and you can look in the future, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be able to do with everybody. Like you said, whether it's big ag or somebody who just owns a couple hundred acres of forestry or a forest, and they just want to do some work to improve their stand, whether it's brush management, tree plantings, clear cuts, patch cuts, whatever it may be.
Got plenty of opportunity there. Chris, we're going to press pause as we have Isabella Carpenter, we have Nolan Notch, Chris, and Dennis in studio here today. Agrees right now. Back to Aunt Sarah's Party Line here on KASM as Wimmer Opticians, along with Chiropractic Connection, our proud sponsors here, as we are talking soil and water on your Thursday today. And Fuji, as we meet and greets Isabella and Nolan, I asked Chris about the the asset that Nolan was in NRCS, I glazed over that question earlier for Isabella, and I would be remiss to not ask that to you right now. Talk about her addition to your team.
Yeah, that's a great question. We really need more technical assistance out in the field working with farmers on soil health practices and just general conservation planning, anything from grazing to implementing crop residue management. And Isabella is going through the training. She's got the background. She's got the education. She's got the people skills. She worked at a tree service telling landowners that sorry, you're going to have to cut that tree down because it's interfering with the power line. So she's got the connection there, working with landowners, and hopefully in our situation, it's a lot more pleasant and enjoyable.
Yes.
Not always just, hey, you got to cut that down?
Yeah. So we're more of in a voluntary setting, providing conservation technical assistance and even potential financial assistance. And that's a great place to be. You're not out there doing regulations saying you can't be tiling that field because it's a wetland. You can't be building over there because you're too close to your neighbor. We're out there just helping enhance and sustain our ag and natural resources. So bringing another person on the team, and we've got a great team, and they're getting Isabella up to speed. And I'm hoping that she'll have an opportunity to get out and work with some of our landowners this fall with some soil health practices.
Sure.
And it should be a good thing. And we're looking for Isabella to be with the Stearns SWCD for a long time.
Have you been in contact with local growers yet?
Not yet, just by proxy with other conservation planners, but
Sure.
definitely going out and meeting a couple of people here and there.
What's exciting for you about the opportunity to just? It's all case by case basis, obviously, but just to kind of see what plans are going forward and see what people's recommendations if they're looking for you inward. Any suggestions or stuff like that, or all the above? I guess you could say.
Yeah, I guess all the above. I think what's exciting for me, the landowners I've gone out and talked with, since we are on that volunteer basis, they're coming to us wanting to better their land for the future, for their future generations, or just for their practice right now. But it has been great to see the public out there is wanting and seeing the need for us to reconcile our natural resources out there, making sure we're not depleting them for the future generations.
I get caught up sometimes talking with these guys. That's such a great point, Isabella, that the fact that there is a passion for, conservation and moving forward and forward thinking. And to hear that from someone who's been on the job for what?
A month, yeah.
A month, basically. Having that kind of in the back of your head, such a great asset to the team here. And working with people who want to think conservation, that's got to be fun for you.
Yeah, it's awesome to see out there.
Chris, you grabbed the mic like you wanted to say something.
I did grab the mic, and the reason why I grabbed the mic is because I just wanted people to know that, we've got a lot of kids headed into college right now, and what Isabella and Nolan have done is they started that their career, basically working through college and learning where they wanted to go. So if you choose something like Isabella did, and you don't really like it, and you want to go to natural resources, there's always opportunity there, and one of the things that folks need to remember is that we're hiring, and we're still hiring. I think the Soil and Water Conservation District in Stearns has a position that they're going to be hiring for here pretty soon. And USDA, NRCS is always looking for positions, soil conservationists, soil conservation technicians, foresters, ag engineers, and those kind of things. So we're always looking to fill positions. So there's always an opportunity out there if you're interested to work for it.
When you hear Chris say stuff like that, would you talk to maybe an incoming freshman and say, "Hey, don't forget about don't forget about conservation. It's a great opportunity for you."
For sure. Like, I know since I didn't grow up listening to anything sort of like this, nothing having to do with natural resources. I didn't even know that it was a job that you could have, and me being totally unaware of farming and agriculture in general, like, I didn't even know most farmers have a bachelor's degree. Like, that totally just went over my head that you could go to school for anything agriculture related
you
or natural.
You grew up and bought a farm and got to work.
You learned from your parents and just kept going. Yeah, so I was totally in the dark for this entire field of work growing up. So yeah, going into college, I had no idea that you could go to school for natural resources, for sure.
That's the value of education from Iowa.
Man. And he said it the whole break. He said he was going to talk about Iowa. And here he sits talking about
I told you I could
Iowa.
bring it back to Iowa. All I
did.
got to do is just give me a little bit of time. We'll bring it back to Iowa. It's
right.
okay.
Hey, Chris, is it your phone ringing out there? Don't you got to go take a phone call? Nolan, on the inverse of that, as Isabella went to school, didn't really think about conservation or anything like that. She found conservation, obviously. But a guy like yourself who had plans like that, I'm sure there's plenty of young people you either play baseball with or cousins or something who you've said, hey, this is a pretty sweet opportunity for you, and you pass that message along.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my buddies from my hometown, he's actually going to Central Lakes College right now for natural resources management, and I was kind of the one that persuaded him to go there. I thought it was a really good program, and I knew that he liked the outdoors, and apparently he's loving it right now.
Perfect. And I mean, just you went first type of deal, and you could kind of set the groundwork for him and tell him what to expect, and he said, well, that sounds fun. I'll do that.
Absolutely. And I even told him about my internship in Camp Ripley. I told him how much fun I had and how much I loved that, and he's there now.
So you got it all scoped out for this fall. Are you going to hunt Camp Ripley?
I do have a couple spots. I will not be giving them out, though.
Well, duh. This is a radio station, and you're a hunter,
The other thing I forgot to mention is that...
don't say anything about Iowa.
I didn't. You did.
Please.
See how that worked?
Yeah.
I didn't even have to say it, and you already brought Iowa into it. Isn't that awesome? That is how I plant the seed, and it grows in everyone.
You're like the wood tick on the back of my neck, basically. But.
Anyway, the one thing that Nolan did mention is he had an internship at Camp Ripley.
Yep.
NRCS has an internship also, and it's called the Pathways Internship that's available for college students. So if you are interested in working for the Natural Resources Conservation Service or any soil and water conservation district, the Pathways Internship is an awesome opportunity for students who are looking to further their careers in that field, because it's pretty much non-competitive to get an NRCS position after you're done with your internship. So really good opportunity. If you are in college now and you're looking to do that, you need to start looking at usajobs.gov and start seeing, they should be starting to post those here in the near future. And
are your interns for summer 25 dibs yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So they're going to be opening those positions here probably, I would say, in the next couple 3 months. And then basically, if you apply for them, there's a good chance that they will place you in a location. And if you're in Minnesota, you'd be placed in Minnesota. Or if you're in Iowa, you would be placed in Iowa.
Sure. So, and the opportunity too, Kristen, you've had your interns in here before. You've had interns from
we had them last
locally
month.
And the kid from Virginia.
Correct.
So it's always kind of you never know really what you're going to get, but just a great opportunity for growth.
Yeah, I've had them from all the way from Puerto Rico. So we had a soils person from Puerto Rico, and we had a soil con from Puerto Rico who came up and spent the summer with us. So yeah, all kinds of places you can come from.
And Nolan can vouch it's a different internship, but those internships just so, the educational on a day-to-day basis, it's basically a crash course.
Yes, absolutely. It's something that I recommend for every student. I don't care what you're in, whether it's finance, accounting. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Hands-on training.
Yep. Get out and get an internship. Not only is it good for you to learn, but it's also a great resume builder.
And having that, too, you think back to your internship. No, it wasn't just hunting spots, but just working in such a heavily wooded area and stuff like that. That was almost a gold mine for absolutely. A forestry guy.
Yep. We got to work with turtles, bears, wolves, deer, you name it, trees, invasive species.
The Ripley Zoo.
Yep, we did everything you can imagine.
Yeah. You guys have internships?
We do not. We work because we're kind of tight with the space in our office and with NRCS getting their pathway students. We highly encourage anybody interested in having an internship to work with NRCS.
Sure.
And it's been just a very valuable relationship working with NRCS. They get the internships for the students, and then we hire them. So they hire them, we hire them. It's just a great place, especially in a place like Stearns County, where NRCS and the Stearns SWCD work so closely together. Not all of the offices across Minnesota or the country are like that, but in Stearns County, that's the way we handle it.
Sure. Toss them in the pool and let them figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. And like Nolan said, the experience if you're moving in that direction for your career, it gives you an opportunity to experience it. And is this where I want to be, or do you want to tweak? A lot of folks might move more into agronomy or forestry or natural resources, depending on that experience.
Nolan, through the first quarter of your job with NRCS, have you talked with many local growers?
I have, yes, quite a few. I've been, trailing behind a lot of our full-time people that know a little bit more about me or about the resources or all the concerns. And I've just been kind of sitting back, taking everything in, trying to be a sponge, soak everything up. So I've actually got a few of them that will be my own projects coming up here, whether it's a high tunnel. I have a tree planting. I have some silvopasture coming up here. And it's been really fun to learn the process of everything.
Sure. Yeah. And like how Isabella said earlier, too, to see people with that conservation being in them, it's exciting for you guys in your office, obviously.
Yes, it's really cool. Like Ms. Carpenter said, it's been really cool to see people come to us and want to better their land and their resources, whether it's runoff or cover crops or, working with CRP or stuff, anything. It's cool to see that people are realizing the necessity for that.
Got a couple sharp kids here, Dennis. Good answers.
Yeah.
You brought the right ones in today.
We're very excited to have these people on our team. It's the landowners are going to be very pleased with the team that's we're growing here in Stearns County.
With the growing team, obviously, keeping you busy. You got fun stuff coming around the corner.
Yeah.
You got big day. Is this that's next Thursday already?
Yeah, next
week from
Thursday.
Today.
Yeah, the Gopher Kickoff Day. We got a big soil health field day next week, Thursday, August 29th. Starts at 8:30 in the morning, goes until 1:15. So we're going to condense this. Last year we were over by Spring Hill, and we stretched it out for the whole day. And it was a very warm day, and it got to be a little bit long toward the end where folks were just, running out of juice because it was sunny and 90 degrees.
Well, and you're back near your home farm, and everyone's talking to you, and I can see it happening. Yeah, I can see that going off the rails.
Yeah, right. So we're going to start at 8:30, and this is going to be over by Sock Center, and I can give you the address here. And we'll have signage up too, but it's real close to McCormick Lake, east of Sock Center. It's 36816 County Road 185, Sock Center, and we're very pleased to have it out at this farmer's field and Roger Weber. And we're going to be having equipment out there. We're going to be demonstrating various strip till, reduced tillage systems, manure application. Very similar to what we did at Spring Hill, but moving it out to the west a little bit to capture that area of the county. It's also one of the areas of the county where we're seeing a little more erosion and nutrients and sediment entering the Sauk River, and we'd really like to work with farmers in that area to implement soil health practices. We also have some funding available to help address equipment needs through the Minnesota Department of Agriculture, and you need to get those grant applications in. That would be submitted by the farmer to the Minnesota Department of Agriculture, and those applications will be accepted until August 30th, which is next week, Friday. So if you're interested in pursuing some potential funding to help pay for reduced tillage equipment, no-till drill, strip till bar, those opportunities are out there. The maximum award would be $45,000, and the minimum award is $500. They've got almost $2.5 million available, and it won't go that far depending on how large those grants are, but what the heck, doesn't hurt to throw your name in the hat. So the Soil Health Field Day, that starts at 8:30 with the registration check-in. We're going to have a short little intro of the Minnesota Ag Water Quality Certification Program, and then we're going to talk about the 5 principles of soil health, and I won't get into that. You got to show up to learn about them. And we got Anna Cates from the State Soil Health Specialist located down in St. Paul. And then we're going to have Stephanie McLean. She's the State Soil Health Specialist with the NRCS team. She does a fantastic job. She's going to have the rainfall simulator out there. We had that at Spring Hill last year, and farmers were just impressed with the simulation. We actually are collecting soil samples today from various different management strategies, from very conventional till to more of the soil health, minimal till, more of a crop rotation. We'll have those out there. We're going to run the rainfall simulation, and you're going to actually see how much infiltrates, how much runs off. It is just going to be a fantastic demonstration. And that's from 9:45 to 10:30. We're going to have our cover crop plot area. We're going to be looking at various seeding methods, different types of cover crops. And then after that, we're going to have the equipment demonstrations, and we're going to have a farmer panel. That'll be during right before lunch. And then after lunch, we're going to all head out and talk about what we learned. Boy, I could almost use a beer by then, but I got to get ready for the Gopher game.
Don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, you gotta. We're gonna keep her short and keep her moving this time.
You going down to the game or what?
No. I'll be watching
Settle
that
in and
at my place in
watch
the shack.
TJ hand it to North Carolina.
Yes.
There we go.
Skyuma.
When I see an RSVP on here, but that date has already passed.
You can do it yet today.
Okay.
And, it's good. You can show up at the field day. It just helps us with planning lunches.
Oh, that's a head count for lunch. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Lunch is on the house, free, so it's going to be a great day. Thursday, August 29th, August 29th, 8:30 to 1:15 p.m. So it's not going to shoot your whole day. Show up there in the morning, have lunch, learn a lot, and then you can take care of your business in the afternoon.
And I'm told Isabella's in charge of the entire day, right?
Yes, she'll be moderating the event along with myself.
Are you going out there, Isabella?
I will be there. I think Nolan's going to be there too, helping out. But no, not in charge. Not yet. Maybe someday.
It's a great opportunity, though, for both of you to meet some local growers and stuff like that.
For sure, yeah. So if you remember us from listening, we'll be out there.
Yeah, it's So another great reason is to meet the new people on our team, and an opportunity to introduce yourself to them, and them to introduce themselves to you. So hopefully we get a lot of people out there. Staff put a lot of time in coordinating these events and getting equipment. Farmers on the farmer panel and equipment to share how they
soil samples and stuff.
Yeah, and it is a very good event. I'm impressed with the one that we had last year, and this is going to be similar, and it's going to be in the Sauk Center area. So hopefully we get your Sauk Center area farmers and listeners to the event.
How do they RSVP, Dennis?
Just go to our website or give us a call at 251-7800 extension 3.
Man,
I forgot the 320.
Should have asked Chris. He would have drilled that.
Yeah.
He's been working. He wrote that on his hand for a while.
He would have had the Iowa area code.
Yeah, you wrote that on your hand for that 2 months straight.
It's 320-251-7800 extension 3.
There it is.
Look
See?
at that. Yeah.
Did you get that tattoo removed yet, or you still that phone number?
Yeah, I had Iowa State put over the top of it.
Go. Got that cyclone.
Brought
right
it
on
back
top of
again,
there.
didn't
Right on
I?
top of there. Before we kick you guys out of here, I'm gonna go quickly around the horn. Isabella, next Thursday, a nice chance. Are you excited to get out, get in the field, see what the local growers are thinking?
Yeah, for sure. My first day on the job actually was another field day, and that was a good experience. But now that I got a little bit more knowledge from my trainings, hopefully I'll be able to retain some more information and actually understand what we're talking about. So that'll be good to see.
And know names and stuff like
yes.
that. Know who you're talking
yes.
to. Nolan, what are you excited for next Thursday?
I'm just excited to go through the stations as well. I know it's really fun to go out there and talk to all the farmers and see their 2 cents, but it's also really good for us to go out there and learn as well. It's something that we are really fortunate to have. We host a lot of field days compared to other SWCDs and NRCSs, so it's just really cool to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, Fuji, these field days are just such a great asset for local growers to, lean on a great resource through the SWCD.
Yeah, definitely. It's we're going to have other farmers there that have been implementing soil health practices such as reduced tillage, no-till planting techniques, and they'll be able to answer any questions that people are kind of thinking about moving into this area. So it's good to have a farmer share that with a farmer.
Yep.
And that's what we've set up, and we've got some really good people joining the farmer panel, and it'll be a great opportunity to learn and ask questions about what makes it work.
Chris, you going?
I'm unsure at this moment in time. Thursdays are usually pretty busy for me, but
that's today.
I'm hoping to probably make it. But
okay.
Dennis brought up a really good thing, really good idea there. When it's a farmer panel, that means a lot to producers when they can talk directly with producers who have that experience and can share their experience. Kind of takes out the school of hard knocks, and they can kind of work through their things without having to go through all that issue. So it's a really good opportunity for producers, so I'm really looking forward to it. I know that Nolan will be there and some of my other staff will be there, but I am unsure if I will be able to make it.
It's a good point, and Dennis can vouch for this. The opportunity, I mean, you guys saying things is one thing. I mean, they'll retain it, they'll pass it along, but when a local grower kind of backs it up, that's where that's where it really hits home.
Oh, definitely. On the way out here, I had to share with Nolan and Isabella how I got started into the soil water conservation businesses. When I was growing up on the farm, I kind of wasn't a good equipment operator and ran into a couple buildings. And after the third one, my dad
taking to school.
Yeah, he asked, "Have you ever thought about going to college?"
You're no good at farming.
Yeah. So I am not going to be up there telling farmers what to do.
Yeah.
I am going to be a cheerleader for the farmer panel.
Alvin made a good move there. By the way.
He did.
That was a good idea on his part.
Speaking of that, Dennis again reminds us that we're headed into the harvest season.
Yeah.
So, folks, we need to make sure that we're safe and we're taking care of what's going on around the equipment. And if you're driving on the interstate or you're driving on the highways, remember those things are moving slower than you think they are, and you'll be right up on them real quick. So please be careful out there so we don't have any accidents.
That's a great point, Chris. Give those guys their time and space. They're trying to get work done just as quickly as you want to get around them and stuff like that. So give them
Absolutely.
give them that time and space. Well, we made 10 o'clock. Nolan, Isabella, thank you so much for coming in. Dennis, feel free to bring them by anytime.
All right.
I didn't even make one Richmond per Lake or Richmond Lake Henry joke the whole show.
Go Lakers, go per Lake Lakers.
Yeah, there we go.
I thought you were going to say something now.
Well, I could. I mean, this was my chance, but there we go.
Thank you.
All right, Chris, Dennis, Nolan, and Isabella, thanks for stopping by. There is Aunt Sarah's Party.